comments.
Hi, Bob.
Welcome to the April 18th, 2022. Looks like nobody wants to go out in this weather, including us. We all rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we pray that you grant wisdom to all who are in authority, that order and justice may be upheld to the benefit of all citizens, and guide us to better serve the people of our community. Restrain those who seek to destroy our government. We ask your divine wisdom to rest upon our leaders to guide them and protect them. Amen.
Amen.
For the record, all members are present tonight, and there is no public, so we're not having public input. I didn't think we had many people here tonight.
We have to open a bid,
Okay, and we have a bid from, okay, do you have the bids, Kathy?
Yes.
How many bids do we have?
one.
One. Okay, so we're opening a bid for the, what would you call it, Rich? The, I would say.
Removal of the exterior portion of the tank.
And the bid was received from Wrecking and Environmental, and it's a lump sum price of $64,535.
I'm sorry, 64,500, Kathy?
535.
535. And Richie, would you just brief so the board is aware of exactly what they would be doing specifically?
The bid was put out to have the outer shell of the water tank taken off right now. It's gunite, and the top section of it still has the original wrapping of wire. Underneath that wire is basically sheet steel. And if you go over and look at it, some spots the wire is off, the concrete's falling off, and the sheet steel is also leaning off. So one thing is it looks terrible. Second thing is, for my guys cutting the grass around it, or for anybody renting the park, it's dangerous. So it needs to be done, but this bid was just for removing that outer layer. It's not for painting or replacing it with anything. Removal of it and disposal of it.
What's your pleasure, guys? Do you want to accept the bid? It's the only bid that we have. I mean, it's obviously it's not many people that would do this work.
Advanced in?
I sent him another letter. I sent letters to 5 or 6 different companies for it, and you can see what I got. I got one bid back.
Do you think we could try Advanced and Empire Demolition? Or?
I sent them letters. All the guys you gave me, Randy, I sent letters to.
So, I mean, obviously, if they all sent letters and we can document that, this is the only bid that we have.
We're not required to accept it, so I mean, would Richie or anyone want to review it first? I mean, accept it? I mean,
What's your thoughts, Rich? I mean, you looked over I mean, obviously, you wrote the specifications.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at it yet officially, so I mean, there's not a tremendous hurry, because even the one guy that did come out and look at it and stuff says, oh, I gotta take care of, leveling the grass or cleaning it up after I'm done. I said, I'd appreciate it if you wait till it was a little bit dry and do it, not.
All right, why don't we hold off, Richie, and let's wait till the next meeting, and then we'll wait for your recommendation.
That's fine.
Okay, and then maybe you could, any little questions you may have with him can be answered. And again, this would be the COVID money that we have that will be used to, because we know it's gonna be more by the time we fix it out. Hopefully, and I think we talked about this, putting a steel cover over the whole thing. So, but I would like to see that at least get that started. So why don't you review the bid?
Okay.
And make a recommendation at our next meeting, okay?
Would it be all right if I called Empire and
Sure.
Advanced?
I mean, we could throw that bid and rebid it out again if some of these guys want to bid on it. But,
Well, let me call and see why they didn't bid it, or if they're interested, or
I mean, if they're all busy or something, or I don't know.
they all bid. We throw it
But
on
Travis
Empire.
came out and looked at it last year,
Yeah, I know he did. Yeah,
so,
I'll make a call tomorrow. I got a lot of time on my hands.
okay.
So we'll wait for a recommendation from you and Randy if you would touch base.
I'll touch with Empire, I know, and Advanced.
Okay. Sounds good. If we have to rebid it, we think they're interested. The problem is we should probably keep that,
I won't. How do you want it? I won't.
yeah, okay. All right, anything else, Kathy?
No?
Okay, we have no public input. Can I have approval of the minutes, April 4th, 2022?
So moved. Second.
Motion is second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Abstain.
Approval of bill payment of April 18th, 2022, voucher number 2022-0465 through 2022-0566, the total amount of $549,200.75. Can I have a motion to approve the bill payment, please?
So moved.
Second.
A motion is second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, bills are paid. Paul Seaman, I wish you could. I know I saw him.
I don't have much tonight. I will say, I told my guys, because I was off today, the weather was bad, they could finish breaking down the trucks. Well, I called them on Bala. I didn't write it in there because I thought it was just going to automatically be put in, because that's what we said last meeting. So, I don't know, you guys want to do that as an agenda item tonight?
Yeah, we can. I think everybody's had the opportunity to look at it. I know at the last meeting, we asked all the fellows to go look at it. I've looked at it a couple times. And you can see where, if anybody's looked at it, where you make a right-hand turn, garbage trucks, snowplows, et cetera, are going on the grass. And it is town property. I think we have the ability and the authority to remove the island. However, Paul, I think we should consider, if the neighbors want to locate the sign off the shoulder like some of the other subdivisions, they should be able to do that.
Well, as long as they put it off the shoulder, but it still have to be on town right away, because I don't think anybody wants it actually in their yard.
No, but I mean, if you know some of the other subdivisions, if it's relocated.
Yeah, if there's a big uproar about it, sure. I mean, actually, that sign looks like it's getting old anyways, if you guys did take a look at it.
I mean, I looked at it, if anybody else did look at it. So you guys are reading it, I think yes. You want to entertain a motion to go on the highway department, remove the island?
I'll make a motion to give Paul permission to remove.
Thank you.
And I think we should do it with the option to allow the residents to relocate the sign at their choice, with Paul's permission. Is that okay?
There's a percentage, if they do relocate, they have to pay, I think 70%, does it matter?
There's a formula up to a certain amount, but.
Up to a certain amount, but it's 70% up to a certain amount, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but, if they choose to relocate, if they want a new sign, I believe that's for a new signage, if they want to just remove the old one, I guess, Paul on that, but I don't think we're responsible for moving fees.
But if we do get any flag, and they should call you or we call them, they will work something out where they can relocate the sign.
I did talk to a couple people on that road because we had some drainage issues. And actually, the few people that I talked to said, why don't you get rid of it? So, I took that as a positive. Usually they start yelling at you right away about stuff like that, but they seem to be okay with it.
Okay, we have a motion, this would be to remove the center island, what's the name of the subdivision?
Follow.
I know what it is.
Greenfield Run, is it?
Wheatfield Run, yeah. Follow Drive, we'll remove it, and with the possibility of relocation of the sign, wishes of the residents, give you permission, so.
Sorry.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And that's pretty much all I got. We're just trying to get started on the road work, but it's hard to get started. They've been out hot patching the last week, but not getting real excited about road work when you're seeing snow out there. So that's all I got, unless you guys got something.
I know it's not your worry. I got a call last, I think it was Thursday, about the condition of National Boulevard. Are they going to do something with it?
I called the county probably 2.5 months ago,
Okay.
and I told them that end of Nash needed to be done, and actually the end of Niagara Road between the viaduct and the boulevard, we plow that. It's tough when you plow it. It beats the living heck out of your machinery. And he said he would put it on the list, but he has higher priorities, so we'll see how it goes.
That's too bad. I mean, if you think I should call, I mean, I don't.
You can if you want. Good luck.
Well, I know.
I don't know, like I said, most of the Nash is in good shape. They just would have to pave that one section. They have their own milling machine, and they have their own paver, so I don't know what the...
Take that long. Well, I think I should call them all.
If you want to give Dave, one of them guys, a call, sure, probably wouldn't hurt.
You know, if you think, well, give me his boss's number,
Okay,
and I'll give him a call.
okay,
He seemed like a reasonable fellow.
yep.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? No? Water sewer, Rich Donner.
We've got a few leaks going on, a few issues around town that, we're trying to get done. The weather's not helping us a whole bunch, but, we got one on the Boulevard by Eric Road that we gotta take care of. We hope it's only a service leak, that's what we're thinking it is, but, till we get it dug up, we're not gonna know for sure. We're replacing a valve over on Nash Road, and unfortunately there, we're gonna have over 100 residents out of water just because of where valve placements are, so.
This is the one-
We're trying to notify everybody ahead of time before we,
Okay, this is near Nash and Steve.
yes.
So what are you planning on doing then?
It's getting pushed off a little bit. We got the parts the other day finally, but then this other leak on the boulevard came up, so that's gonna take priority over doing that job, so.
You know, maybe the Tribune will kind of pick up on that, and put it in the paper that there'll be a water line outage within the next couple of weeks in Steve.
Yeah, we're gonna try and notify residents, before it happens. Everybody will get a letter either in their mailbox or in their door that water's gonna be off and when it's gonna be off, so.
Just a little would be nice, I appreciate it, thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
Mike Rinaldi, Recreation.
No report tonight.
Great, thank you, Mike.
Welcome.
Anybody for Mike?
Just like to sit with a nice
Easter bunny,
Easter
you did
party,
a
Mike.
pretty good job, Mike.
Thank you.
Who was each one?
One of our staff
Easter
members.
bunny.
You said staff member.
Pet Zoo was a nice addition too for the kids.
Yeah, it was.
They really liked it.
Building inspector, Mike Klein.
Other than code training for the next 3 days, I have nothing to report. Jason and I will be gone until Thursday.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
Hey, Mike, we're meeting on the code updates that we're doing this year on Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the 26th.
Okay,
So
better.
if you can come, great, but if not, if you just want to pass along, you know, a little bit more detail, I can make sure that we get it.
Thank you. What time's the meeting on Wednesday?
6 o'clock at Community Center.
Mike, the other thing too is, you know, we had that bid on the glass door, by Twin City Glass. Maybe you and I get together sometime, I'm gonna be off Thursday, Friday, to get together to set up the bid process for anybody else
Yeah,
who wants to bid.
yeah.
Okay, I'd like to get that.
Very good.
And I get one more thing. For the security cameras, all the invoices and everything has come through from integrated systems. So we paid for the cameras, we paid for the installation. But because we were using COVID funds and part of a resolution when we said we were gonna use COVID money for the security cameras, we put in there an amount of like $750 for like Joe Malloy's time. And we had to pay for the wiring and because Joe did all the internal building wiring and integrated just basically mounted the cameras to the wiring that we did. So if you could get invoices or whatever we paid for the cabling and the cabling supplies and maybe Joe's hourly rate, because I think that's all gonna be reimbursable.
We're good. Yep. We can break that down.
Okay,
Anything else?
that's it.
Kelly is on vacation. Consequence.
Just a reminder, next Wednesday, the 27th, at 6:30 for the home defense class at the community center. And that's all I got.
We haven't got a lot of calls.
No.
We got maybe 10 people. So if anybody's interested in taking their class, I know last one they had was awesome. This year I'll have the virtual training where you can actually watch the experience of pulling up the weapon.
We're gonna put something on in the Tribune too?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the date and time again, can you repeat that?
April 27th at 6:30 at the community center.
Okay.
I think you find it interesting.
I've had a couple of neighbors that they've asked me about it, so I think it'll be.
Yeah, well, you're the three quarters. Only because the last time we had close to 50 people.
How do they register?
Just call either Kathy or myself or Debbie and leave a message if somebody doesn't answer, and they will absolutely, well, we had a conference today, so, okay.
Okay, I'm good.
And, let's see, that's it, Bob?
Yes.
And we'll skip over the engineers. It's your most exciting part of the
The only thing we have on our agenda for you this evening is a planning board summary. And I'll try to go quick. Our first meeting on here was actually a special planning board meeting on March 30th. That was about the DePaul Properties apartment building. The applicant requested the opportunity to continue discussion with the planning board and to present new information with hopes that the planning board will rescind their positive declaration. The applicant presented additional material, and the planning board listened and asked clarifying questions. At their March 16th, 2022 meeting, the planning board extended the tolling agreement through the end of March 2022. No action was taken at the special meeting. The next was our formal planning board meeting on April 6th. First item on that one was a special use permit and site plan for Mapleton Road Solar Project. This is actually a public hearing. You've heard us talk about this one several times over the past year or two, actually year and a half, I think, believe it or not. But this facility is proposed at 3636 Mapleton Road. It's a 5 megawatt AC, 6.9 megawatt DC facility. It would be built on 26 acres of the 79 acre parcel. The installation is fixed bifacial panels that would average 8 feet in height. The planning board opened a public hearing, which was required for a special use permit. There were actually several people that attended the public hearing, and then it was subsequently closed by the planning board with no action being taken. The next item was the site plan for Dollar General at 2300 2314 Niagara Falls Boulevard. The applicant proposes to construct a 9,100 square foot Dollar General store on the boulevard. Again, you've heard us talk about this one repeatedly. The questions on parcel lines and adjacent lots has been resolved. Snow storage areas were shown on the plans, and a landscaping agreement had been proposed and provided by the applicant. The planning board issued a negative declaration under seeker, agreed to vary the parking requirements for the project to 30 spaces, and subsequently approved the site plan with noted conditions of both the planning board and the town engineer on their February 11, 2022 approval recommendation letter. The next item was a sketch plan for a warehouse storage building on 2175 Liberty Drive. The applicant proposes to construct a temporary 60-foot by 35-foot storage building at the existing Generate Niagara digester, formerly known as Quasar. The temporary building would be used for the storage of materials in support of a pilot project being undertaken at the facility, which is for glass depackaging, which is basically removing product from glass containers, feeding it into the digesters, and then cleaning and recycling of the glass containers. The storage building would be used to store the product before it was processed and to store the clean glass after it has been processed. The facility continues to process only food wastes. The planning board discussed several items for the applicant to include an address on their formal site plan application. No action was required or taken. The last item on the agenda was the site plan for Health Management Group. The applicant proposes to construct a 4,000 square foot program retreat facility at 6301 Indicom Drive East. If you recall in the past, this was the exact location where they proposed to build a training facility, a much bigger training facility. It was actually approved almost 2 years ago. It was approved by the planning board, but they missed some funding deadlines due to their architect and ended up not building the project. So this is just a smaller 4,000 square foot building to be built in the same area. The current facility would serve as just a daytime meeting facility for the patients and staff of the existing healthcare campus. Access would be by foot, and no new parking was proposed. Again, the applicant was advised of items to include on their formal site plan and must appear before the Niagara County Planning Board as well. No action was taken. That's our last planning board meeting. Is there any questions? Let me know.
Tim, on this old Quasar building where they want to put a new building up, is it going to be a liquid material they're going to take out of these bottles, or dry material, or what are they?
So the way it was explained to us, it was material that is in glass, like jelly that is past its best sell-by date or something like that at the store. So they'll bring these things in, not broken or anything, just pallets of these glass containers with this product in it. In their system, actually, they'll open up the jars, they clean them out, and it gets fed into the digester, and then they basically stack back up the glass jars that go to a glass recycling plant. I guess there's a shortage on recycling glass now.
Clear glass.
clear glass. Yeah.
Will they be supplying MSDS sheets on what they're gonna be cleaning out of these, I'm just asking these questions on account of everything that happened to us with Quasar the last time. I wouldn't,
Sure.
keep my eye on them every.
Yeah, I think it was requested at the meeting, but I can make sure that I write it down. I mean, it's gonna be like actual product, so it'll have whatever product markings that are on the product on it as well.
This will be a product
Done
like,
in this building that they're building, or is it gonna be a separate process someplace else?
From what I understand from the sketch plan meeting, the actual equipment that's gonna be emptying this stuff out and cleaning this is gonna be inside of their existing building. So they're adding this process and this extra feeder line. It's all inside their existing building. This outside storage building is just gonna be when they get a truckload of whatever, jelly or I don't know, mayonnaise in a glass jar. They don't have any place inside the building to store that stuff before they process it.
It says it's gonna be stored for 6 to 12 months. You know, and if it's liquid, I'm worried about a leak.
We're talking about food products, basically. You know,
Well, we
mainly-
wanted a dike last time, they around them tanks and never got the dike.
Well, I think you could bring that recommendation to mine.
Yeah, I know, again, all I know is that they're actual physically opening the product and cleaning it out is all inside their existing building. They just didn't have any place to store product before it was processed and then the clean glass afterwards.
When did they change their name?
You know, they didn't say, they just provided us with a new name. I think it's been a while. But it was actually the same guy who previously came before the planning board is still there, so. Yes.
It's a little sunshine, because last time was supposed to be food waste and it ended up
how do you
in
forget that name?
Oh, I know.
Okay, let's go to motion.
First motion from the budget director, be it resolved that this town board does hereby approve the following 2021 American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, year-end budget transfers, and order to balance out various appropriation expense accounts, and that's as everything on this motion package.
So, second.
Motion is second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next motion again from the budget director, be it resolved that this town board does hereby approve the following 2021 year-end budget transfers for the special revenue funds, including highway, water, and sewer funds, and fire protection district, in order to balance out various appropriation expense accounts.
So moved.
Motion is second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next motion again from the budget director, be it resolved that this town board does hereby approve the following 2021 year-end budget transfers for the general fund in order to balance out various appropriation expense accounts, and that is in the motion package.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next motion from the recreation department to hire Evan Belter as summer seasonal health park guard at a rate of pay as determined pursuant to the job specifications of the recreation department seasonal health and pending approval of human resources and a Niagara County criminal background check.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that is all I have for motions.
Okay, let's move to our board members. Larry Elwood.
You gotta be on your toes when you read your emails. Somebody was trying to pretend they were Don McSwan. He's a tough act to copy or
Can you
follow.
imagine?
Yeah, I kind of clicked on it, I don't know what was going on, I didn't see that.
But somebody out there is spoofing McSwan, pretend that they are Don McSwan. But if you look, the name's gonna say Don McSwan, but if you look at the brackets to the right of his name, it came up with XYZ6537@gmail.com. So it definitely wasn't Don McSwan, but it was somebody pretending to be. And they're doing this just to get, they want you to click on the stuff that's inside of it, which they tell employees, I sent an email to all the department heads, I think everybody got the word. But then there's been a follow-up to that. Now, Don knows some friends that need help, and he wants you to go out and buy 5 gift cards, $50 denominations, and send them to this jerk. I don't think anybody did it. But you gotta be on your toes. I mean, just make sure that if it doesn't look legit, you just delete it. There's no other recourse other than hit the delete people. That's all I have.
I don't have anything.
Wheatfield and Hanson volunteers are meeting on Wednesday, 6:30 at the community center. For anybody that's interested. And just want to throw out there that still struggling with the DOT. Remember, we got use and occupancy permit to do the sign project at the corner of Nash. And now I'm trying to get the permit free, but I just don't want anybody to forget about that. It does look like we're going to be able to do it. Last time we got costs, it was over a year ago, so I was concerned that we would be over budget. It looks like we're going to be able to stay within budget still, but we're not over the hump yet. And at this point, after going through it for over a year, I don't want to say I'm close, but I feel like we're close this time. So hopefully, by the time we get to May, I'll be able to report that we do have the permit and we can get started on the project. I'm hoping we can do it this year.
I think it was,
Sure does.
and so far, the Boulevard project, knock on wood, is still going, disappointing, so that's a good thing. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, Randy?
I have nothing.
And the only thing I want to, this Wednesday, I'm walking the Greenway Trail. Anybody would like to walk it, the proposed relocation of the trail and a meeting at the sewer district plant at 10:30. Paul, if you'd like to make it, it's up to you.
I thought it was last Wednesday.
I'm sorry?
I thought it was last Wednesday.
It was canceled. For this Wednesday, at 10:30 in the morning at the sewer district plant, if anybody would like to walk the trail. Plugs are coming out, it's a good time to do it.
Can you send me an email on that, just so I remember it? I don't have a pen on me.
Okay, will do. And the other thing, that next week at the town board is buying dinner for the seniors, the garden club. And I hope they're appreciative. I mean, if anybody's looked around what our garden club does in the town of Wheatfield, they do a tremendous job and they're kind of under the radar. You guys look around at all our decorations that they take care of in this town, they do a good job. So that board's gonna find the difference. That's all I have.
Pat, I got one more thing I forgot.
See you later.
Well, I just received, well, while we were sitting up here, I just received an email from Precious Plate on Liberty Drive. For the past 2 years, we were unable to do the Liberty Drive cleanup with Cub Scout packs, 833, and the new pack that's out at Cambria. But, you know, Jesse Gooch is, I guess, one of the Cub masters or Scout masters out there. He's gonna get some of the Scouts to come out. And Precious Plate, I think 3 years ago, you know, made some pretty good donations to the scouting community for doing that venture. They supply donuts and gloves and everything. And it sounds like they're willing to do that again. So we're tentatively scheduled right now for May 7th. It's the first Saturday in May. I'll let the Tribune know. I got to make arrangements with the Banner County Sewer District so they can leave a dumpster out there on Liberty Drive. And the scouts will go through and pick everything up. The only thing we don't put in the dumpsters are tires, and Paul, the department gracefully takes those every year. There's not that many tires, but there may be a few that they find.
Well, don't forget, the only thing with our new contract with Modern is the only tires they take is car tires without rims.
Okay.
Hey, Paul, while I'm thinking about it, if anybody's driven down the boulevard, there's a hot tub sitting out by the boulevard on the right of way. Can we pick that up? Or can you call Modern and have them pick it up? It looks like.
Yeah, it was in the parking lot for a while, but I see it's moved its way out towards the road. I'll see if I can get some guys over there to pick it up and throw it in our
Yeah, I
dumpster.
appreciate it, because the lady that runs the store, they're calling me, I forgot all about it until right now.
I might have to throw it in your guys' dumpster because mine isn't that big. I don't know if I can fit it in my dumpster. So I might have to toss it in the dumpster here at the town hall.
You probably have to wait, I mean, you pick it up, put it next to the dumpster, but I think that-
Don, I had one other thing I just remembered. You guys hear about the beaver dams in the boulevard. The state did come out last Monday. And they were done, and you know, we complained about it for 6 months. It took them 20 minutes to take out both dams. Now, if the beavers are still there, they're probably gonna build them again, but I went by and I checked, and they haven't started building them yet.
I was there today.
So, it is one good thing they did get rid of the beaver dams. Who would ever thought we'd have problems like this? I mean,
That actually held back several feet of water.
I trapped that creek since I was 10 years old and never seen a beaver in it up until about 12 years ago, 14 years ago. I got the first one out of next to, I want to say the old Good Time Charlie's, but what's it called? Bob's. And that was the first beaver I had heard of caught in Wheatfield in probably 100 years. And now we got them all over the place.
All right, well, thank you. The next meeting is May 2nd, 2022 at 7 o'clock. And a motion to adjourn. We have a second, and a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Like everybody likes